And I like winter. Just not today. Anyways, the ministry that I am ordained with made a post recently regarding music in the church. My husband, when he was in Bible college, had the privilege of having a class called Music of the Church. And it was really quite eye-opening. And because of my own revelation, well, I don't get new revelations, okay? I realize what is biblical, what isn't, so don't do that. What I did was that I had gotten a revelation regarding it as well, and that's why I stay away from secular music, absolutely, 100%. But also know that not all, Christian music is biblical. The only, this is going to be like in a couple of parts. So the first part particularly is that some people that are part of the ministry want to stand like soldiers saying we all believe in the exact same thing and that you need to do it this way and do it this kind of music only, or it's just not of God. And that's just not true. That's just ridiculously untrue, and it limits so much. You don't realize how much you're limiting yourself from maybe getting something wonderful from a different place. I don't know why you're so scared of that. Some people are just so afraid of that. It took a long time for me to get past that. So I do know from experience that does happen. And not just like this ministry, it's like all of the big ones, even small ones. It just does. Get caught up in things instead of having proper discernment of your own. Anyway, when it comes to music that is played in church or written by people who may or may not be Christians, the post was correct. If it is indeed biblically correct in what it's saying, what the lyrics are saying, then it doesn't matter where it comes from. If it helps you in your walk and is biblically correct, it doesn't matter where it comes from. But some people want to go, oh, it comes from that place. Stop, I can't do that. That's heretic. And come on. Get over yourself. First of all, more often than not, when I saw this post, people have an assumption of what is heretical. Now, I agree. There might be some off things that maybe even I don't agree with about all kinds of ministries. Even my favorite ministry. Not every ministry is perfect. But it needs to be, is particularly in music, because music was so important to God that he filled Lucifer with real pipes. He was actually made for music. I mean, isn't that just awesome to think that? But it's true. So, I mean, music's a pretty darn important thing. And it shouldn't be taken lightly. And that's the, part of the problem is that sometimes it is taken lightly. And other times you can be so dogmatic about it that you're missing out on a blessing. You might be missing out on a blessing. You don't know that. You won't know that because you're all like this. I can't, they said it might be heretical, so I can't look at it anymore. It's scary. Well, what you do is you get your little mouse here, you go to the computer or your phone, and you look it up yourself and you listen to it deeply. This is not a hard thing. Super simple. And if you find that it goes against either what you believe, or if it's just too modern sounding, too old fashioned sounding, or too whatever it is, fine. But some people ask the dumbest questions. Like, why even ask a question about that music? You know, if you had to ask this ministry about every song ever sung in there and about who wrote it, what they were wearing, were they sinners, and everything else, you know, no one would listen to anything. It's just hilarious. So, anyways, what I am saying, if it sounds all convoluted, sorry, kind of chaotic in my brain right now, is that use proper discernment, listen to it on your own, and decide for yourself if it is biblically correct or not. Just because something has a cool beat to it, or, you know, has certain instruments you like in it or whatever, doesn't necessarily make it good Christian music just because it's played in a church. Use proper discernment. Make sure that it lines up with Scripture. And if other people want to point fingers at you saying, you know, you're listening to what you shouldn't be or whatever, you know, you can choose to explain that that's not true. You can say, thank you, I'll pray about it, and just move on. Stop letting other people make you feel weird for liking something else that isn't part of this sect of people that are all super militant about it. Instead, you know, nowhere in Scripture does it say you can only listen to bluegrass gospel music, although I love it. But it doesn't say that. It doesn't say to just listen to that type or to this type or from that ministry to that ministry. Nowhere does it say that. However, there is an entire book regarding music in the Bible. And so if you want to ever just have some worship time, just read the Psalms. It's just full of songs, biblically correct. Anyway, I just thought it was a fun post to read, and I don't think that it's okay that people have to defend themselves in what they do in their own churches from people who have not done their homework. Not cool, not biblical, and not very Christian. So, anyways, stay warm. I'm trying. We'll see.